Well, folks, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my entire N-scale collection. I don't do a ton of videos on my N-scale stuff, but a lot of you N-scale viewers out there wanted to see the entire collection, so I figured, hey, why not? So I'm going to be going through each and every one of the locomotives and sharing with you guys kind of little bits of history on all of them. Some of them I've had for quite a while, others are fairly new, so we'll go through all of them. Anyway, we'll start off with these two right here. These both belonged to my uncle on my dad's side. My dad had his HO scale collection, which I did a video on with him. And then my uncle, he had a N scale collection. So these were his two locomotives. And they wound up becoming the first locomotives to my N scale collection, but not originally. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but for a little while, my sister actually had a model railway. And one night we went over to my grandparents' house and we pulled these out, and she just thought they were really cool. So we got her some N-scale track, and she had a little layout for a while, and then eventually I guess she kind of got bored of it, and I wound up just kind of taking them over. So yeah, these were my first two engines. So that's how it all started. Now in around 2011, the house I'm currently in was under construction, and I was at a rental house, and there really wasn't room to have a full-fledged HO scale layout, so I decided to give N scale a go. So I had these two, and at the time, the Quebec and Gatineau Railway, I thought the railway was being torn up. It was, but they were just going to temporarily remove it to build a bus lane. And around that same time, they had a release for the Quebec and Gatineau Railway. So we bought this little locomotive. It's an Atlas one. And yeah, it's probably the fanciest N-scale engine I have. It's not in the greatest shape. Got a lot of use out of this one. But yeah, this was kind of like my first personal N-scale engine. So that's how it all started. And it's been that way for a long time. I only just got back into N-scale in about, I think it was either 2016 or 17. So ever since then, I didn't get anything. And then last year, in 2019, in January, they had the Elmer train show, and there was this gentleman selling N-scale engines for $5 each. And this is one of the ones I bought. It's the Quebec Sud, or Quebec South. Sud is south in Quebec, although it's pronounced differently. Anyway, this one's not in great shape. There was a reason it was being sold for $5. It does run, not very well, but what the heck, $5 engine. And then the same gentleman was selling this one. This is an old Cato. I bought this one also for $5. Pretty good deal. This one is an Atlas. Somebody did some interesting stuff. I had to get all the paint off out of the gearbox. I did a video on fixing this one up if you guys want to see it. This one was also $5. So yeah, and it also runs. And then I got this one. It's pretty much a replica of that. Another $5 ones. One of these runs a lot better than the other for some reason. I've tried to get them both running well, but I think one of them has a slightly better motor for some reason. Anyway, so that was my collection as of 2019. Well, yeah, I guess this is all still from 2019. It's just other end of the year. I bought this one at the last OVAR swap meet. It was only $1, which is something I couldn't resist. It doesn't currently run. I don't know what's going on with it, but I'll have to fix it up at some point. So that will be a fun restoration. And then at that same train show, I bought this little Bachmann engine. This was only $5, and it ran right away. I really like this engine. It's just a cool little engine. And I'll tell you guys the truth, I'm not the biggest fan of Bachmann's older stuff because it's not reliable, but I think they made their N-scale stuff better at the time than they did their HO. I just find it seems to last longer, because this would have been 80s era, and around that same time frame, if I'm correct on that, they would have been making the Ringfield motors, which, as we know, were notorious for having problems. I also bought this one at the same train show. It was being sold for $10. Pretty decent deal. It runs. It's a nice little engine. I don't have much to say about it. And then finally the last one, and I actually got this with a entire train for only $10. This was being sold by a gentleman. It belonged to his friend who unfortunately passed away, and he was really just looking to sell it to someone who would use it. He said it didn't run very well, so I picked it up, and it sure is a beauty. It does run. Unfortunately, the traction tires I discovered were loose, so we need to get those replaced, but it is a beautiful engine, and the fact that it had an entire train with it was really something quite special, so I was kind of honored to get this one. So anyway, there's my entire N-scale collection. Certainly not as large as the HO one, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, and I've had a lot of fun kind of exploring N-scale as an alternative to HO once in a while. Anyway, I hope you folks enjoyed, and yeah, I'll have probably more content up on the way soon. Thanks for watching, everyone.